Are you sure that's the kind of thing you want to say to me? Keep bending me, and I'm bound to snap.
Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we're counting down our picks for the heroes and villains across gaming who warranted a better standard of game to showcase their talents.
Stuff do anything for you yet? It's supposed to be some kind of energy booster, but I don't feel any different.
Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Rayvis, Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
We cannot do.
Sorry Geralt and Bode, but as far as we're concerned, you both play second fiddle to this towering monstrosity, who turned out to have far more depth and charisma than we could have expected. Yes, he's the leader of a group of raiders and solves problems through murder and destruction, but he too has a code of loyalty that makes up the core of his being. He's honestly the perfect foil for Cal Kestis, whose dedication to the light side was coming into question. Given time, he could have measured up to being Cal's very own Vader. Unfortunately, minimal screen time along with a step down from the brilliance of Fallen Order ended up doing Rayvis dirty.
You have proven yourself.
Lucia, Devil May Cry 2.
Till next time, son of Sparta.
We know, we don't talk about the worst Devil May Cry game in the franchise. That being said, given how every DMC character is getting a glow up these days, Lucia should at least get her shot. A devil deemed effective, raised up to defeat other devils while struggling with her own heritage, who could also turn into a harpy. Lucia had good bones on her. We're not saying she's close to the likes of Lady, Trish or even Nico, but let's be real here. Taking another stab at her character is guaranteed to yield better results than what we got the first time.
I could become a monster and attack the humans at any time! Now, kill me.
Cat, Gravity Rush. Reversing the direction of gravity was a neat gimmick. The art style was actually rather sublime, and Cat's character was just the right amount of peppy and cute, whilst skating on the edge of low-key fanservice. It's just such a shame that the rest of Gravity Rush, and especially its sequel, was so devoid of engaging content. They had bits of brilliance here and there, especially side quests resulting in costumes, as well as how gravity could be used as a traversal mechanic. It just could have used a lot more polishing. Give Cat another chance to pounce in a game with tighter controls and combat, and we'd surely see her thrive. The main five, Weird West. The idea of playing as a vengeful bounty hunter, hybrid pigman, Native American protector, cowboy werewolf, and black magic practitioner in 5 different campaigns was a hell of a selling point. Even if the gunplay was middling, as long as the writing held up and the characters were well defined, it should have been an easy win. Just one problem. Throughout all 5 stories, you're playing as yourself, inhabiting the bodies of each of these wayward souls, with their real personalities not truly surfacing until after their quest lines are complete. It's a huge waste, as by cramming in this inflated sense of player agency, it smothers the chance for the 5 to define themselves. It's such a shame because if you put this group in any other game with their character intact, it could be something special. Reaver, Fable II.
How dare he betray me? And just when I was in the middle of trying to betray you!
One should not waste Stephen Fry in a video game. Alas, among Fable 2's many flaws, they crafted a dastardly gunslinger that was as deadly on the draw as they were snarky. Why is that a bad thing? Because Reaver is single-handedly the best character in the game, and he's utterly mishandled. He's effortlessly charismatic while also shooting anyone who offends his sensibilities. You could do so much with a morally dubious gentleman of leisure such as him, but all he receives is a few bright spots here and there, though he ironically outshines the player every step of the way. He's the kind of companion character RPG nerds dream of having in their party, and he's stuck in this unceremonious sequel.
We'll cross that bridge when we come to it,
The ritual we will perform there shall provide us with the weapon we need to defeat Lucian.
Oh, this sounds like a barrel of laughs. Blind, eh?
Francis York Morgan, Deadly Premonition.
Sure, that's one way of looking at it, but it's totally wrong.
A crackpot detective, a genius investigator, a walking meme. Morgan is all of these things, as hilarious and eccentric as it gets. He's essentially a Twin Peaks character conjured up by one of Japanese gaming's wildest creators. Given how much we gamers love characters that push the envelope and walk the line between weird and endearing, Morgan should be a home run, right? Now, if only his game wasn't a barely held together mess. While we're sure many would decry it, we think Morgan's unorthodox charm would flourish all the more in a game where you didn't have to bug your way through its level design in order to complete it.
Ooh, I can't believe it. This is fantastic. It's really good. Olivia, I'm sorry, but can I change my order? I'll have what Harry is having.
Jeanette and Therese, Vampire the Masquerade, Bloodlines.
I am Jeanette, and this bit of chaos crammed in a certifiable giggle is my club. I just love to give you funny feelings all night, sweetheart, but I really must trouble with some business. We'll reunite sweet and soon, I promise.
Its status as a cult classic has ensured that Bloodlines will live on in beautiful, broken infamy forever. But much like that of its cast, we can't help but feel their performances and personal arcs would be much better represented if it took place in a more stable RPG. Case in point, the sisters Jeanette and Therese, both vampires, both polar opposites of one another, whose questlines have you deciding who ultimately reigns supreme. Oh, did we mention their two personalities in one body?
Fornicates with kind, no less. So despicable. So unclean. You're one to talk, dear sister. Or should I say daddy's little girl?
The build-up and reveal are indeed amazing, but imagine if there was room in the budget to expand it further. They're two beautiful bloodsuckers worthy of being given the best RPG treatment, but sadly, never will.
She's a control freak. People, things, emotions. If she can't control something, she gets rid of it. And you're a wild animal. You'll rub up against anything that'll take you in for the night.
Travis Hackett, The Quarry.
Keep the car running. Sir?
Is this kind of like the all-time scariest cop?
I don't know, this is my first cop.
They tried for Until Dawn 2.0. We all wanted Until Dawn 2.0. It's just that the storytelling really let itself down along the way. It just couldn't seem to balance the cheese, intrigue, and character adoration that its predecessor had achieved, despite no shortage of talent on staff. Enter Ted Raimi, who did a fantastic job as an officer forced to protect his family's lycanthropic secrets, to the extent he had to lock up innocents, tamper with evidence, and all manner of heinous acts. Raimi really brought a weight to the character, and if things hadn't gotten so cramped, maybe he could have shined as the main antagonist. What we're saying is, put Ted Raimi in more video games.
Wish I could take it all back. I wish I could take it all back, but I can't.
Vetra and Drack, Mass Effect Andromeda.
First thing Hark checked, looks like some old authorization codes weren't erased. He was working in the transport and stepped out for 2 seconds. The thieves walked right in and flew off.
BioWare Magic may have destroyed this game's chances of living up to the original trilogy, but it wasn't without some saving graces, and their names are Vetra and Drack. The former is a female Turian who acts as a broker, provisioner, and gunner, not to mention the best romance in the game bar none. The latter is a borderline ancient Krogan who, while not exactly reaching Rex and Grunt levels of awesome, came pretty damn close. We honestly couldn't get enough of these two, and knowing they'll likely never resurface and be left stuck in Mass Effect's most flawed outing breaks our hearts.
I hate you all. Let me be old and cranky in peace already.
Jake Muller, Resident Evil 6.
Alright, first things first. I want 200,000 up front, another 200 when this is over. I want BOWs. Those are extra.
Could Wesker having a son who turns out to be a good guy actually work? All the while striking up a relationship with Sherry and punching the G-Virus out of giant infected undead. Given how crazy yet amazing the franchise has become in recent years, yes, it could totally work. Except in Resident Evil 6. The storytelling controls just about everything here is way below par, with Jake barely having time to define himself outside of exposition dumps and fisticuffs. Let the modern Capcom team take a crack at him now, and we're sure there's every chance they could thread the needle and make him thrive.
There are more important things things at stake than you and me.
Which video game character do you think deserved better? Let us know in the comments.